Welcome, welcome! It's Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy bringing you another Star Citizen video. In today's video, I wanted to bring you the new cargo decks. But not really just the new cargo decks, they've actually changed the layout of many of those R&R stations or those ports that sit right atop your favorite landing zones. A lot of the interiors have been completely redesigned or redone, and I like it. There's a lot that I like in this 3.11 patch, that you guys haven't all got to see yet, or maybe you have seen them from other streamers or content creators. But there's a lot of things that I'm liking about this upcoming patch. It didn't seem like it's going to be very big on content, but the content that's in there is really good. Now, I haven't experienced it all, and I've got a great video that I'm planning on trying to do tomorrow. That's going to also showcase something that I was completely against before, but now I'm completely on board with. So definitely tune in for that video as well. And real quick, I want to say thank you to all my Patreon and YouTube members. You guys are really awesome, and I really do appreciate your support. If anybody else wants to become a member of either one of those prestigious groups, you can definitely support me. That information is going to be down below in the description of the channel. And like I said, I certainly do appreciate it. They have saved my life more than once. Thank you once again. And thank you to everybody who's watching this video. So, as you can see, I am in New Babbage Spaceport. I am taking off in a Starfare. Something that I've been wanting to take a look at is how the Starfare reacts in atmosphere. Honestly, since the atmospheric flying has come into the game, I haven't touched the Starfare. Because before the atmospheric effects were in the game, the Starfare flew like a freaking... Well, it didn't fly. It was a rock. It was a rock with maybe a couple little jets on it. It was awful. But I can honestly say that it flies better now. It was much more comfortable. It's much easier to move around than the 890 jump, which you should expect because the 890 jump is, twice the size. But yeah, it was much more comfortable to fly. Now I'm not going to say it flies, like a M50, but it was definitely better than what it was. Are they going to redo this ship? I mean, the rumor has it that they're going to completely redo the Starfare. It's a little confusing as far as the layout's concerned, but it's still a cool ship. But it is also the original big ship in the game. Yeah, I think they will redo it eventually, but I also think they're probably going to redo the Aurora at some point. They've already done that, but I think they may do another pass on it. Maybe somewhere down the road. But we've digressed away from a little bit of where this video is supposed to be at, and that is about the cargo decks. So how many of you have gotten to experience the cargo decks so far, and what do you think about them so far? Like I said, I really think that they are pretty neat. They're pretty cool. Of course, they don't have any function right now, but one of the things I did enjoy there was the ability to, purchase things and that sort of stuff, because they had that ability. So as we walk through the turnstiles, if you want to call them that, into the, this is Port Tressler. As you can see, there's a hot dog stand right here at the very beginning. There was 6 terminals to call ships. There's habs to the right here. And to the left, there's a bunch of elevators. There are a couple of elevators. This is completely new. This is not like what Port Tressler was before. These elevators are going to allow you to have access to the rest of the station and get there relatively quickly. As you can see, there's Cargo Center, the Galleria, Hangar. Everything's right here. You don't have to hoof it all the way, 2 miles to get to the other side of the station. So here is the cargo deck. As you walk out, you're greeted by this scene, which is a little bit of chaos. I mean, that's kind of what you would expect in one of these cargo holding facilities, if you want to call it that. As you can see, I'm in the Pembroke armor. I had to change my character's gender because I kept dying in the spaceport, which you saw before. So we are going to explore this cargo deck a little bit more fully here. That's what you tuned in to watch the video for, and not me flying around in a Starfarer. I did have to get to Port Tressler somehow, though. So after you go through the main entrance here from the elevator, it opens up into more of a... well, I don't know if you want to call it a concourse, because it's not really a concourse. It's just a bigger area. Over to the right is where you're going to see some of the bigger storage containers. And we will explore both these sections, the right and the left. So you've got these big lifts that are able to pick up the huge cargo containers and move them around. It's kind of what you would expect. Maybe even, you know, if any of you have ever been near the docks for large, I guess, shipping container ships, you know, they may have similar stuff and cranes and everything else. I'm surprised this doesn't have cranes, so it looks like they have the capability to have cranes from the top of the building there, but they just don't have those cranes in here that I've seen. Here's a little bit of a restricted area that goes down underneath. I'm not sure what this is, what the purpose of this is for. Maybe it's maintenance, you know, trying to keep up the hydraulics on certain things. You know, I'm not real certain. You know, you can't go through that door, so you can't really find out what's on the other side. But you do have this piping and stuff that's going down here through the bottom and underneath the floor. So I could imagine that's piping some of the essential stuff for, I don't know, heating, for oxygen, etc. So here you have a place with forklifts and some of the smaller storage boxes, containers, etc. It's a little cluttered. These guys don't really do a very good job of keeping their workspace clear. And as you'll see in a few minutes, they seem to have a lot of people on break. So I don't know if they're union or not, but they're definitely freeloading. Now, I don't have the sound on for you guys to hear some of the environment around you. This place was not as impressive as the video that CIG showed with the cargo decks. I mean, there's stuff going on, but it wasn't quite as ambianced, I guess you could say. It was just a few things here or there. It wasn't the whole mix, the whole shebang that they showed off during the Star Citizen, Inside Star Citizen video. So on this left side over here, there's also another, I guess, a little car that you can move freight on. You can also go all the way over to these other doors, elevators, whatever you want to call it. You can't go in, it's closed off. I guess it's just authorized personnel. Maybe it's locker rooms. I don't know. That guy seems to be looking over the equipment. And so we will run over to the last area where there's the services section. And as you can see to the left, all these guys are working here, but they're not working. I don't know what those guys are doing. They're standing in the laps of other guys. That's a little odd behavior at work. Maybe it's some sort of competition. I don't know. You have rentals over here, so you'd be able to rent certain ships to transport cargo. So imagine when cargo missions come in, you will be able to rent a ship to actually move the cargo that you are doing the mission for. And as you can see, they have, you know, a few different types of ships. Not too many, though. No whole seas. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Unlucky there. Then you have that logistics station. And you are going to be able to buy different things there as well. I imagine this is where you're going to be able to accept cargo missions or maybe even sell your cargo. I'm not real sure. You can't activate these screens just yet, so they don't have that part in the game, obviously. And over here, they actually have a terminal that you can use to buy different things, I guess, related to the cargo deck area. I did not really go looking through the uniforms or the clothing as much. I wanted to see what kind of armor they offered. They offered, you know, the Navakov armor, which is the cold armor. Very smart to have that here because you're right above a frozen planet, more or less. So it was important for them to have that in this, I guess, in this station somewhere at least. Maybe they have it in the Galleria as well. I did not go visit the Galleria, so you won't see that in this video. And actually, I 30K'd at the end of this video, so you're not going to get to see a whole lot more of this cargo deck, but really there's not a lot to see. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the cargo deck, and there's definitely potential here for a lot more. I can't wait for that potential to be experienced. You know, I want to see them bring cargo missions and the whole CN and, you know, all that great, wonderful stuff. So are you guys looking forward to more gameplay to come from this section? Are you happy with what they've done with the cargo area? Are you happy with what they've done with the space stations in general? I think it's much quicker to get from one place to another now on the space stations. And, you know, it looks much tidier and better to me. So let me know in the comments down below. I'm Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy, and I'll see you out in the verse.